Hi everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Dragon Quest XI. So at the end of the last part, we kind of jumped off a cliff to try and escape from King Cornelian's guards. And because it's a JRPG, we've managed to survive and end up kind of waking up in a church. So yeah, somehow we were able to pull through all that shit and survive. It's usually the way it goes in JRPGs and in JRPGs and kind of anime, where they kind of jump off a massive place to try and escape, and then you just wake up kind of in a place safe and sound without so much as a scratch on you. But yeah.
Anyway.
Faith in the Luminary was what succeeded, of course. So yeah, we're pretty much now on the run from Heliodor at this moment in time. We're in a lot of fucking trouble. Okay, let's look for some shit first. Flaxen thread. And a dose of strong medicine, that's nice. We've got nothing to read here, so we can just keep going. Hi. How's it going? Thank you for rescuing me, my friend.
Oh, don't worry about him. He's just fine. Thanks for looking out for us. We owe you one.
Not at all, dear. I'm just happy to see you both well again. But if you are leaving, you must be careful.
So yeah, it's kind of indicated here as well that we just kind of wound up somewhere. And this, old nun kind of helped us out and brought us here to my apologies, to kind of help, give us a place to rest so that we can recover.
And you heard this when you were in
I like how Erik is kind of like, oh dear, you don't say. Villains on the run? This is really terrible. Of course, knowing full well that it's, the pair of us. It doesn't feel quite right, I suppose. To be fair, it doesn't feel quite right to be lying to someone who saved our asses, but it's kind of unavoidable at this moment in time. We've got to just go with the flow at this point to try and get ourselves out of dodge. So yeah, it's also confirmation as well that that Jasper went off to Cobblestone to kind of, because they told us to basically, when the king talked to him, it basically seemed as if they were going to go there to kind of pay tribute to the town where the luminary comes from. But now we've got a bit of confirmation from this woman that basically that he went there to basically subjugate the whole place. So yeah, we're in a bit of a pickle here. We've got to try and head back and see what the fuck's going on there. But we won't be doing that for a little while.
Never heard of the place. I never even knew anyone actually lived in those mountains down south. Is that really where you're from?
Yep, that's where we're from, Erik.
You want to go see what's happening down there. But you need to be smart. You won't get past Hendrik unnoticed. If you're going to make
he raises a good point.
Caught, you'll need to avoid the main road. And if you want to do that, you'll need my help. I know every back road there is to know in these
So yeah,
places.
it's at this point where Erik is basically saying he'll help us out. But first he's got something that he needs to take care of in Heliodor before he can, leave Heliodor for good. Yeah, basically his deal is you stick with, we're going to stick with him, help him to do what he needs to do in Heliodor, and then he'll help us to find a route away from the main roads so that we can avoid Hendrik and go and see what's going on in Cobblestone.
Here, put this on and keep your face hidden. Otherwise, you're gonna get
Yeah,
mad
so we
as
keep
soon
this
as
on
you
for a
set
little
foot
while.
in Heliodor.
I don't think it really, to be honest, I don't think it really helps all that much. But for the sake of the story, basically just putting on this
That's
hood
more
basically
like it.
keeps us from
If you're
being
gonna be a wanted man, you might
noticed.
as well
I
look the
mean,
part.
we look
Right.
shady and conspicuous
Let's
as
head north
fuck,
and
but
hit town.
for the sake of the story, we'll be fine. So, yeah, there we go.
Glad you're coming along. The seer told me to stick with the luminary when I found
So,
him,
yeah,
and that's
Erik's sticking with us
just
for his
what I'm
own
going to
personal
do.
reasons. But we're going to need his help. So, Erik and Tomtil join forces. So, yeah, now that Erik has officially joined the party, I can kind of talk about him a bit. Basically, Erik is the thief class. His main weapons he uses. He uses a single-handed sword. And also he uses like knives and daggers. He's basically a character in terms of attack. In terms of his attacks, he is more about inflicting status effects and also speed and agility rather than out-and-out strength. He does actually hit pretty hard, and he learns a number of abilities which are actually pretty fucking useful later in the game. One of the early ones that he can learn is Half Inch, which basically allows you to steal something from an enemy. So if you know that, for example, a certain enemy type has a certain weapon or a certain item which will be really useful, then you can just keep using Half Inch with Erik, and he will eventually nick it, depending on how quick, what the rate of that material is, or that item is. So yeah, Erik overall is a pretty decent fighter. He's all about really speed rather than out and out power. Okay. This is the Bodkin. These are Bodkin archers. These are not really all that strong. Their defense is pretty. Yep. I'll have you follow orders, Erik. Thank you. Bodkin archers are pretty strong, but they're not the most powerful guys in the world. They hit decently. They've got, but their defense is nothing special. But anyway, so what we're doing here is we're using our pep-up ability. Pep-up abilities are basically you keep attacking for long enough and you will build up your pep meter, and once the pep meter is full you can use a special attack which causes a lot of damage either to a single enemy or multiple enemies. So what we're doing here is we are doing a side quest. This side quest basically means we have to do that specific pep up. That's the thing which is annoying about Bodkin archers. Sorry, that's what's annoying about them, is that they can call other Bodkin archers into battle. So yeah, and they can keep doing it kind of endlessly. It's good when you want to grind, I suppose, because you could just let them keep constantly calling in enemies. But they're, it is irritating when you want to just get the fuck on with it. But as I was saying, basically, the side quest is basically to use the particular pep-up power. God, try saying that fast. That we use that in a battle, and that is the end of the side quest. So yeah, we've got some pep-up pops. Basically, they will instantly pep up you drink one and it'll instantly pep up all your party members. It's really useful to have them. They are something you can make later on, I think, but they are a bit of a pain to make, so yeah, don't use them unless you really, 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 really fucking have to. But, so yeah, we're done with the side quest. And for that, we get a gold chain. The gold chain raises our defense. It's a pretty useful thing to have, accessory to have, especially early on in the game. So, yeah, equip that straight away. I would recommend equipping it on the hero, actually, to start off with. Because Erik's defense is one of his strong suits, so you don't really need to put it on him straight away. Anyway. Another Bodkin Archer, and he's done. Okay. Platypunk, I think we've faced before. Basically, their defense is not particularly strong, but they hit kind of hard for the start of the game. The Bright Bulbs... Was it Bright Bulb? Fright Bulb, sorry. Are weak as fuck. They'll go down in one hit, pretty much. They're, pretty friggin' weak, all things considered. And so you'll more than likely kill them in one hit. Especially considering, I think that me and Erik are at level 9 or 10 at this point. And so if you're around about that level, then you'll be just fine. Right then. As you go up towards Heliodor, you want to knock down this tree, and what you want to try and get is you want to get 3 lots of buzz, but you want to get a couple lot of buzzberries. The reason why you want to do that is for the way forward. Once you get up there, you need to get into the rich part of town because you start off in the poor section of town. I'll talk about it when it comes up, but yeah, basically buzzberries are going to be useful for you progressing, so try and get them now as quickly as possible, really. The tree does respawn all of its items after a certain period of time, but I remember my first playthrough, I was like waiting for... I had to do 3 visits to get enough buzzberries, and I was kind of pissed off by the end of it, because I'm just waiting for this one thing, and it's just like, for fuck's sake, why won't it drop? Anyway, so basically Erik has a partner in crime, quite literally, his pal Dirk, and basically they were able to acquire, he puts in inverted commas, one of the royal family's most precious possessions, the Red Orb, which, by the way, if you don't think that's going to be coming in useful much later on in the game, then you're a fucking idiot. But so yeah, basically he's buried the Red Orb in amongst this pile of massive garbage pile in this section of town. So we're going to pick it up, pick the Red Orb up, and we're going to go, and then we'll be done and we can just leave. Nice and easy, right? Nothing can go wrong. Absolutely nothing. So let's continue, shall we? You talk to this guy, he basically just tells you, welcome to Heliodor, and this is like the poor section. And he gives you information like, oh, there's a big pile of rubbish in the middle, so, go look at that. But first, let's see, we've picked up some money, so let's try and get some weapons here. So from here, we can get a copper sword, which we don't really need because we've already got. But you can pick up a bronze knife, which is an improvement for Erik. So it's worth getting. Where else do we go? Do I go straight to... I think we reach the garbage pile first. Hang on. No. Oh, okay. Something else, by the way. Something else for that way forward that I was talking about earlier on. Go to the item store and pick up some holy water as well. Saves time.
It was around here somewhere.
So let's see. Should be in this pile of dirt and crap.
1000% sure.
Erik,
it's not here.
what you doing, lad? I love that line, really. It's not here. I like that. Can you guess what's happened, ladies and gentlemen?
He must have done the dirty on me and taken it for himself.
Fucking hell, never mind.
Damn it.
So yeah, apparently Dirk has been a complete and utter dirtbag and asshole and prick, and has ran off with the Red Orb all for himself. Which you might be thinking, well, wasn't Erik going to do exactly the same thing? And the answer to that is yes, of course he fucking was.
The inn we used to crash at is just over there.
But, you know,
It's the only one with an
we have a right to be
upstairs.
angry because Dirk did it first, that piece of shit. So, yeah, we've got to find out now where Dirk is. So, we've got to go to the inn and talk to the lady there, and she'll tell us where. And she'll hopefully be able to tell us where Dirk is. Okay, let's get some armor as well while we're here. So, leather shield we won't need. Boxer shorts is an improvement for Erik. And leather armor, yeah. So let's boost Erik's defense a little bit by buying some boxers. By the way, 100 gold for boxers is a fucking rip-off, but whatever. So now I boosted Erik's attack and boosted Erik's defense, so that's pretty useful. You want to do that, get that out of the way. Something else that you want to do as you go through is basically any house which is open. Check it out because there might be some shit for you to nick, which will be useful. But anyway,
This whole place has changed a bit.
so yeah.
Thieving days.
So this is the place where Erik and Dirk used to lay low whenever they were, you know,
Ruby?
on the verge of getting caught for stealing shit.
Ruby, you there? It's me, Erik. There's something I
So
need to ask
yeah,
you.
Ruby is not here. Ah, fuck.
Ruby runs the place.
What are we gonna do now?
Looks like she's not around, but if anyone knows where Dirk is, it's her. Which means we'll have to go find her.
Okay, we'll have to go find. Okay, fine.
So here's
Let's
the
find her.
There's a tower they use to look out for fires. You're going to climb
So,
up
yeah.
there and keep an eye out for Ruby.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna head up to this
I'll
tower,
check a couple of other spots.
and see if we can see Ruby from afar.
She's the only
So we'll have to
redhead
wait and see. Hint, hint, player. Look for the lady with red hair. So we're going up to this corner. I think I just rush over there now. Yeah, I just rush straight there. I think, if I remember correctly, I think there's a chest or something up here as well for you to grab. So it's worth going out your way to get. So let's climb up and we'll see what's going on. So yeah, there you go. This is what we're going to need the thing for. Because the
Get out of here! Go on!
basically we've got a guard basically stopping the poor dickheads. You know the poor people in town. You know, we've got a guard here stopping the poor people in town from getting to the rich area. So guess what? We have to try and get through there. So that's kind of an It's kind of an explanation here of what you can do in order to. That's so cartoony, but I fucking love it, dude. Stop following your dick. Stop following your dick and get back on your post, you piece of shit. Yeah, but this kind of explains. There she is. And we know where she is. Let's head to her now. But yeah, this is basically a brief explanation of the methods that you can use in order to get past this prick. You can either just pay him outright. I think he needs 500 gold? I believe so. He needs 500 gold. There's another area higher up which you can find, which basically enables you to bypass him completely. And then you can use a dog to kind of scare him off. I use the dog, but we'll have to wait. But you'll see that in a bit. First, let's go to Ruby and talk to her and see if she knows where Dirk is.
Well, if it
Hi,
isn't
my lady.
favorite landlady.
Welcome to our humble.
Oh shit!
If it ain't me favourite little tea leaf.
I love the way she talks as well. It's very I don't know what accent it is. It's I guess old-fashioned kind of English. It's kind of a southern accent, I guess. But I like. That's something I do like of that Dragon Quest does a lot, and I think they've done it ever since the first game, is the kind of spell out the kind of slang and accent in the text, which I think is really cool. I can't think of really many other JRPGs which have a lot of very distinctive kind of accents, depending on which area of the game you go to. It's kind of something which I like about the Dragon Quest series.
That can't be right.
So yeah, we find out now. So we find out now that Dirk has basically pulled himself up by the bootstraps and has been able to open a really nice item shop in the rich part of town. So yeah, basically Erik comes to the conclusion that he basically sold the orb, got all the money for himself, and now has set himself up with a really nice life, and left Erik out in the fucking cold to kind of rot away in the dungeons. And as you can probably tell, Erik is not very happy about that. So we know where he is now. We know he's in the rich part of town. So guess where we've got to go? So yeah, we've got to now head off to the rich part of town in order to confront Dirk and see what the fuck is going on. And that's where all the options that I talked about earlier to how to get past this dude come into play.
Isn't he?
Yeah, Erik is the one who basically tells you here that basically he's terrified of dogs. Maybe we should borrow a dog off somebody and use that to scare him. So yeah, that's kind of hint that you can get the dog to kind of scare him off. But anyway, sorry, join me next time for the next part of Dragon Quest XI, when we're going to be using the dog to scare a guard. And then we're going to be heading into the rich part of town and confronting Dirk about what the fuck he's doing. So join me next time for the next part of Dragon Quest XI. See you next time.